Hi folks, Kenny here. Sorry about the mess, but I'm here today to talk about the brand new Ace 2 Pro. I don't know why they don't call it Ace Pro 2, but Ace 2 Pro works just as well. So I wanted to showcase the differences between the current Ace Pro and the new Ace 2 Pro. I'll first get started by taking them down off my printers and showing you what the internals look like. All right, and I got them down off the printers. Here is the original Ace Pro that came with my Kobra S1. As you can see, this one has the fin attachment connected to it. Everybody already knows the Ace Pro and how there's always some issue with feeding it. But with the new Ace 2 Pro, we got this new system here where there's a rubber gasket that's installed all the way around. So I'm assuming just to maintain the temperature inside in there. However, it also makes it a little difficult to close and lock because it's very, very snug. Okay. So we got the same fins. It looks like it's a little smaller. Things fit in a little bit better, and there's also an additional back support for your spools. So with this, I found that it actually keeps the spools perfectly in place and allows these rollers here, these rubber rollers, to move your filament forward and backwards way better than the original Ace Pro. I'm going to show you how an empty spool would fit into this machine. As you can see, there's little grooves here, and it just slides right in, and it prevents it from wobbling back and forth, and it's always in the correct spot. But because of these things in the back, you really don't need, it looks like, these spool things for the cardboard spools. It actually ends up rubbing a little bit against it. I'm gonna try printing with this and see how it goes, but I think if you were just to use the cardboard spool by itself with these fins now, it works good. So I think this is a really great improvement to the Ace system. So like the Ace Pro, the RFID reading system is located in these little middle fins here. They look a little bit more sleek than before and a little taller as well. On top of that, this machine also has a built-in humidity sensor that the original Ace Pro does not have. And also, as part of the software, it also knows how to estimate the remaining amount of filament in your rolls. It basically estimates it by calculating the length of the filament moved per chip rotation, where the chips are located in your spools. So I'm assuming the shorter the less filament you have, the faster this actually rolls, and therefore it knows exactly how much filament you have, which is pretty cool. On top of that, these have a little fin here that aids in the manual removal of your filament. Now, they say to use these only if necessary. They highly recommend that you use the menu system to eject your filament. I found that it is a little slower to use the button on the menu than it is just to pull it out, but a lot of the problems with the Ace Pro is because when you're pulling out the filament, it causes issues with the rollers. In here, you don't want to mess anything up because you have individual motors in each bay, whereas this one has a shared motor between the two. And here's their warning. Use the remove filament function first. Do not pull it out directly, as this may damage the product. Good warning. So moving on, let's compare what it looks like on the back of the machines. Again, I have to kind of push it down to seal it, lock it, and then I can turn it around. Here are the back of the machines. Here's the back of the Ace Pro and the back of the Ace 2 Pro. So it looks very similar. However, one thing to notice is that there's this little hole here. It's a solenoid. This is where it spits out the moist air when it's doing its drying process, whereas the Ace Pro only has a fan. And the buffer system here on the Ace 2 Pro looks much smaller. And as you can see down here, hopefully, it's more compact. I've also noticed that when I put in the PTFE tubes, they're really hard to pull out from the original Ace Pro. However, with the new Ace 2 Pro, it's very, very easy and simple to remove. It only goes about maybe 2-3 millimeters in, and then it locks in place. And then with a simple push in and pull out, it comes out very easily compared to the original Ace Pro. Other than that, everything else looks very similar. You got your data ports here on both sides. Moving to the bottom of the Ace Pros, you can see the original Ace Pro, where you have to open up this back panel in order to get out any stuck filament in the buffers. However, with this one, everything's out in the open. You can just unscrew these two to remove the buffer unit, and you can view here whether there's filament stuck or not, which is pretty cool. All right, back to the front of the Ace Pros. So the Ace 2 Pro has the handle that looks like this. Has a little kind of, bump here that you can use to open and close. But funny enough, the test model folder within the Kobra S1 Max printer has a little nub that you can print and put on here. So the little file, the handle file, will only appear on your machine once the Ace 2 Pro is connected. Otherwise, it doesn't show up in the test folder. But here's what it looks like. Simple, and you just can push it on here, so it makes it easier for you to open and close. However, again, with the rubber thing here, it makes it hard to open and close. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and reconnect my Ace 2 Pro and show you how it feeds filament. Well, I connected everything back up, and you know what I found that's strange? I go back, after I connect everything up, I click on my test model, and I can't find that holder anywhere on my test folder. It's gone after some updates. But if I try to go into history, I can see that I printed it. However, if I click on it, it doesn't exist. Strange. Wonder if it's a print one only and that's it kind of deal. Well, anyways, regardless, here is the menu for the Ace 2 Pro. Let's go ahead and compare that to the one on the S1. Okay. Looks pretty much the same aside from the dryer button here we have on the S1. I don't see a dryer button here. Oh, here it is. It's on the top. So they just move things around a little bit. But let me go ahead and show you what it looks like after I put filament inside. Again, I love how sealed this thing is, but it gets a little annoying because of the gasket. It's a little harder to open and close. I can't say that enough, but it gets annoying. But it's there for a purpose, so I can't complain too much. Okay, it's going to be a little hard for me to do this one-handed, but here is my black PLA Plus from Anycubic. I have the RFID in there, so I'm going to go ahead and pop that in and go ahead and do the feed. So I'm going to close it. Pretty quiet. So right now it should be calculating how much filament I have. So after I fed it, Pulling it back. And as soon as it stops, we should see the level right there. You see? Shows that I'm less than half of a roll, which is correct. Pretty neat. So when you're ready to eject, if you want to eject a roll, you technically can just go ahead and push this down and pull straight up. If you try to yank it without pushing the little tab, you can't. It's really hard. And if you try to force it, you'll probably end up breaking it. But if you push this forward, you can see the red light come on, and that's when you can start sliding it in and out. However, that is not, again, not how they recommend you to do it. What you should do is go into the menu here. So you're gonna go to the Ace Pro menu, click on the filament you want to remove, and simply click Remove Filament. Okay, let me go ahead and open this back up and show you. This is what it's doing. It just rolls it all the way back until it's done, until it ejects. So that's pretty cool. Again, it's super, super quiet. And that's pretty much it for my comparison between the Ace 2 Pro and the current Ace Pro units. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. I'll try to answer. Otherwise, hope you guys get one to replace the current Ace Pro. It is definitely a big improvement. I believe on February 27th, 2026, there is a trade-in program where you, as long as you, I guess, submit your CN number of your Ace Pro, and assuming it is still under warranty or something, I don't know how they deal with that, but the first 5,000 people who sign up are eligible for a 50% off the Ace 2 Pro. I'm gonna get one, hopefully. So I suggest that you go ahead and keep an eye on that too. Thank you for watching.